37 degrees this morning, or 37 is the high for today. And me and him are going up to the goats to give them food, let them out, and possibly do a little chainsawing. What have we already done this morning? We've already walked about half a mile, fed our ducks, fed our chickens, fed him and his mom, and scooped mulch, with a pitchfork. So on for the next phase of the chores. I'm getting the feed for the goats. These are my new gloves. DeWalt makes them. They're half rubber, half cloth, and they're really warm and water resistant. I really enjoy them. They're the best homesteading glove I've experienced. What I'm gonna do, get up under the tarp, throw the hay to the goat in that little area. They've eaten pretty much everything in there because they've been in there for like 2 days. And so, yeah, that's the next phase. Now, I did want to talk about this little shelter that I made. I know you've seen hoop houses before. This is to just keep the hay out of the rain and the mud. And so it's on pallets, hoop house attached to the fence, and then a half-cut fence piece that I attached to this side to give it some stability because it gets really windy up here. And I decided not to do the tarp to cover where the wind would be blowing directly on it. The wind comes through it. And so it doesn't just want to lift up like an airplane. There used to be one right here, like that, and then the wind came from that direction and hit that tarp and just shredded it. It didn't even last a year. And then in a second, I'll go talk about that shelter because one of you wonderful Kate's Crew subscribers asked me about building that. And so I'll go over and explain that next. Stay tuned, y'all, for more Sister Kate Shofar Mountain. The tougher, older goats and the littler goats go first. And then your intermediate goats kind of have to wait their turn. That little guy was born about a month ago. I ought to call him half calf or something. He looks like he's got coffee on one end and creamer on the other. Used to being able to squeeze through the fence and just get into whatever she wants, and she's a little puzzled by the fact that she's too fat now to do it. Don't be impressed, y'all. This is certainly not a great effort, but it was a quick effort. So what we have here is this pallet is half as tall as it was. It was cut in half, and then it's the back piece. And then this tarp is part of the remains of what was up against that wall over there. We took the bigger portion of it and we draped it over the frame just to provide some wind resistance and a little bit of rain resistance. It's not perfect. And then inside are just 3 pallets screwed together with a pallet screwed on top to provide the support. But if you look, this thing is really solid. Like, I can't move it because we just did enough screws and made sure that it was square enough that we went right in through the side panels here into the uprights, the quote-unquote 2x4s that are in the pallet. And then the top, I forget how we went through the top. I think we stuck our hand in between these slats here and screwed down into the 2x4 from the top. So it's pretty sturdy. And with goats, it doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to have a barn. You're okay to give them a barn. I mean, the barn's great, but if you see how fluffy they are, they have a winter coat right now. And they get out of the wind and the rain, which is the requirement for goats. It's not good for them to be wet and cold. So that is that little shelter, and it went up pretty quickly. I had some help. It went up pretty quickly. Watch a video that I took a couple of years ago, and this lady was only 2 years old. That one was only 1 year old, and her baby was really small. seem like a lot of wood, but you got to remember, I'm a 61-year-old woman, and I'm not getting wood for a year. I'm getting a little supplementary wood to help my husband, who has the main burden of getting the wood for our fire every year. And it's fun for me.